at what age do you think that you was ready to start dating and being on a relationship? If you was in the perspective that you have now as a Christian.
I can answer that question because of the mistakes that I made. And it was after I graduated high school. Because I had a lot of relationships before high school, and it wasn't till my senior year that I started maturing. That's my personal experience. Because that's when I started getting a job. That's when I started providing for myself. That's when I started to own my own vehicle, having to put my own gas.
Wow.
That's when I started to have to stand up and live life, no longer because of what my parents give me, but because I wanted to experience life on my own.
So you think that somebody that doesn't have any type of responsibility or is not working shouldn't be in a relationship?
I wouldn't say necessarily just to focus on the working aspect, but I will say somebody that does not value and does not work for something. Not necessarily a job, but somebody that has not gained sustainability. Is that a word? Did I say that right?
Sustainability.
Yeah.
Sustainability.
That's right.
Yeah, because here's the thing, and this is for my young people. If you have to ask your parents for money to take your girlfriend to the movies,
I did that.
then you shouldn't even be dating in the first place.
Pastor,
This is an hour today.
there is people that believe that they can date someone that is not in church. Like if you're a Christian
Unbeliever?
man, yes,
Okay.
or a Christian woman, is that okay to date somebody that's outside of church?
No, because the goal is different. They want the club, you want the church. So it's no match there. Some people, they think that if they do that, if they bring a tool, they will convert that person.
That's what we call unequal yokes.
And then you will suffer a lot.
There is a yes.
And that's a problem.
And then my other thing is sometimes is girls that they grow up in a house where they see a lot of violence, where they dad and their mom are fighting against each other and they hit each other, and it's a lot of cussing going on, and they grow up seeing that and they start seeing that as something normal. So if you're there and you're listening to us, that's not something that is normal.
But you can get used to.
Yes.
And they see that normal already.
And I heard somebody speaking about that when a girl grows up in a family or a man grows up in a family that is like that, with the time, whenever they have somebody, they start getting abused by the other person, or they are being abusive because they think that is something normal.
Wow.
And that is not something that is normal.
That's the reason why I believe that a man, he need to be mature before get married, because the man is supposed to watch the women with the word. And you suppose that means that you build the women, but if you are messed up,
broken.
how can you fix somebody?
So since we're talking about boundaries, I want to share this, I guess, flyer type thing that I found on the internet. It says personal boundaries. And it says boundaries are like a membrane between us and the world. So it's like a division between us and the world. And they say boundaries control what we let in as well as what we let out. They also keep us distinct from others, so they differentiate us from others. And types of boundaries, we can have physical boundaries, we can have emotional boundaries, mental boundaries, sexual boundaries.
Hold on, right there. Hold on. Go to the second one that you said.
Emotional boundaries, mental boundaries.
It's emotional boundaries. So if you're dating someone that's cussing you out and treating you bad, you shouldn't be dating
That's
that
a
person.
red flag.
That's a red flag.
We should make a Unplugged with just all red flags.
All red flags. You know, if you're really trying to look for the perfect man, you're not gonna find it. This is we are just really giving you an idea of things that you can look out for.
Yeah.
But there is nobody that is perfect and that is gonna match everything that we're speaking about.
Exactly.
That's only Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
You might get somebody that God has to transform them
In the process.
in the process.
Mm-hmm.
But just make sure that that's the person that God has for you.
Exactly.
Because if it's not, you're gonna end up getting a divorce
Dealing with a problem that was
Or
never
getting
yours
beat.
to start with.
or getting cheated on. And after you're married, it's difficult. So my next question is, Pastora, how long were y'all in the talking stage?
So I broke up. Of course, during the after the accident, I realized that the other person didn't love me the way I wanted it to be loved. So I ended that relationship for real. So like in January, we continued talking. Like I couldn't get rid of my husband. He used to call me. He used to call me constantly, and I used to call him too. So we just got in a lot of conversations. So we were talking from January all the way to December when we married. So we
Wow.
talked for almost a year. It was like 11 months. But by 6 months talking, like I was like, wow, this is different. The first time we talked, I noticed something different that I had never noticed with any other person that I used to talk to. I was like, wow, it's like we belong to each other. I was like, wow, I feel comfortable with this person. I could be myself with this person. I don't have to pretend. I could be myself. Right. So in that first conversation, I noticed something different. So as we were talking, and something that I noticed, it was that I used to thank God for every minute about him.
Wow.
I began to laugh again, and I used to say, oh my God, thank you for Enrique. Gracias, Señor, por Enrique. And it was like, why am I saying this? So it was like, when I found myself saying that constantly, I was like, this is different. And I felt such a big joy. And all the sadness, my worry, like everything went away. And I looked forward to talk to him and spending time with him. So it was something different that I had never experienced before.